Okay, let's learn how to use one of these, which is a servo motor. A servo motor is a kind of motor that can only move 180 degrees. So like from here, from here all the way over to here. Yeah, it can't go the full 360 degrees. However, what is cool about it is that you can say, I want to go to exactly 43 degrees, and it'll go whoop, and it'll go exactly there. So clever little device. To get it working, we can note it's got 3 wires coming out of it. Yeah, it's got a yellow wire, a red wire, and a brown wire. We have a circuit diagram here showing that the brown wire is ground. So that goes to ground on the Arduino. So you can go and grab some male-to-male cords. They're called male-to-male because they are male at both ends. And I don't quite have matching colors here, but the colors don't really matter. I'm going to do the brown on this black wire here. And I'm going to make sure that that goes to ground on my Arduino. Ground being right here on the Arduino. You can see on the computer that there's 2 ground pins. Okay, the next one is going to go. So this is the red one. Just to not be confusing, that red one, I will use the same colors. There you go. That red one goes to, let's have a look. It goes to 5 volts. That's the power for the servo motor. If you don't give it power, then it won't move, and it will be a much more boring device. Oh, I'll just make sure that I get that in the right one. There you go. Beautiful. Okay, and this last pin, this one here, this yellow one. There we go. No, what matters is this wire here into the servo. The colors that you pick don't matter. Yeah, they're all the same. This one, they're all the same kind of wire. In fact, just to prove that, I'm going to rip this one out. There you go. Demolish it, even. What's a nice color? Yellow? We don't have any yellow going. Yeah, maybe blue. Get in here. There we go. Just to prove that, I'm going to use a blue wire. Why not? So, what is important is that this yellow wire, which is the signal for the servo motor, it tells it how far to move, goes into pin number 9. Pin number 9 is this one here. There we go. Okay, and we've connected it and it doesn't seem to do much. Because we need to run a program. The program that we're going to use, if we open up Arduino, you can go File, Examples. This is a servo motor, S-E-R-V-O. So there are examples that show you how to use a servo motor. We're going to use the sweep example. And I'll make this bigger so that we can see. And in fact, I will make this massive. I'm going to make it twice the size. There you go. Brilliant. Okay, so this is the sweep example. It includes the servo library, which means that it's telling us that we're going to use a servo. It creates a servo object and attaches it to pin 9. It's important that you attach it in the setup, otherwise it won't know which pin it's on and which pin it needs to use to control it. This loop will start at 0, it'll keep going until it's 180 degrees, and it'll add 1 each time. So it will be 0, and then it would be 1, and then it would be 2, and then it would be 3, and so on until it gets to 180. Pause is what will change. Pause will be 0 first, and then pause will be 1, and then pause will be 2, and so on. If I run that, then it'll move from 0 degrees to 180 degrees. I'm going to click Upload, which is the arrow. So I'll put this on the Arduino. And it will compile. I've just realized that I've forgotten to do something. When you upload, if it's not working, you should check that the port is set correctly. I actually forgot to set my port. On Windows, it'll be a COM something. And on Mac, it'll be something like USB serial something or other. So I'll change that now, which means that I'll have to upload it again. And it's uploading, done uploading. Cool. Our servo motor doesn't seem to be doing much. Oh, uploading. Done uploading. To make it easier to see what's happening, you can pop one of these on. This is a servo arm, so then you can see where it's at. And you can also use the servo arm. You can connect it to things to do certain jobs. I've actually plugged it into pin 10, when I meant to plug it into pin 9. Oops, pin 9, there we go. Beautiful. So it moves and then goes back. This program is actually a little bit tricky. It does a loop going forwards with pos going from 0 to 180, and then it goes backwards. It starts at 180 and keeps going down by 1 until it gets to 0. A for loop will keep on running as long as this thing is true. So it'll start at 180, move it to 180, then it will subtract 1, remove it to 179, still greater than 0, so it'll keep on going. If that's a bit tricky to understand, it's easiest to work with a simpler program that maybe starts at 0, waits for a bit, oopsie, and then my servo.write, maybe it's going to move to 20 degrees and then waits for a bit. So this will move constantly between 0 degrees and 20 degrees. And it will probably be a lot jumpier than this one, because this one was in a nice loop to make it move slowly. Let's run that and see what happens. Hopefully it should move between 0 degrees and 20 degrees. Compiling, compiling, compiling. There we go, uploading. Beautiful! You can see it's actually moving extremely fast, faster than it can keep up. I'm telling it to move so quickly it can't actually keep up with that fast. 15 milliseconds is really tiny. It's 0.015 seconds. So maybe I'll do every second. So I'll move to 0, wait a second, and then move to 20 degrees and wait a second. Interesting. So it's meant to be moving to 20 degrees, but I happen to know that these particular servos are extremely cheap. I got them from China, and the quality control for them is not great. You can buy much better ones that are also made in China, but have better quality control. And I happen to know that if you go to 0 degrees, annoyingly it doesn't quite work right. The solution to that is to start at 90 degrees instead. Yeah. The reason is, if you go to 0 degrees and it goes a little bit past, it will think, well, I'm not at 0 degrees anymore. I'm at 359 degrees. And it will try to go backwards to get there. But if you keep these numbers between about 10 degrees to 170 degrees, you'll be fine. And there you go. You get something that wiggles from 90 degrees to 110 degrees. Brilliant!